Support for this podcast comes from St. Alphonsus Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinics, with physicians, physical therapists, and trainers who treat sports and performance-related injuries, with locations across the valley. More information on services and locations at stalphonsus.org/stayactive.
Idaho is a big state, and it covers a lot of territory. Idaho Matters wants to take you to every corner of the Gem State by visiting all 44 counties, and we need your help to do that. Email us your story ideas at idahomatters@boisestate.edu for our new series we're calling Idaho 44. And be sure to join us each weekday at noon and 8 on Idaho Matters and travel the state with us.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector. It's Idaho's Daily News. Good morning. I'm George Prentice. Today we have an update on public swimming pools in Idaho. You may remember the legislature ended inspections of public swimming pools beginning July 1st. Well, there may be a change in the wind. We'll tell you about Todd Achilles' campaign against U.S. Senator Jim Risch. He's campaigning up in north central Idaho lately. And we will consider our heat this summer and how it has been quite damaging to our eyes. It is Monday, the 18th of August, and here we go. Governor Brad Little has ordered the state government to shave spending by 3% immediately. As James Dawson reports, the governor's directive came after a 10% drop in revenue collections.
Tax receipts for the first month of the new fiscal year in July came in $40 million less than expected, mostly due to drops in personal and corporate income revenue. Governor Little's cuts come after he and Republican legislative leaders slashed taxes by $450 million earlier this year, despite initial reservations over whether Idaho could afford it. In a statement Friday, Little said Idaho's economy is the, quote, strongest in the nation, and that this move makes the best use of taxpayer dollars. His executive order also directs state agencies to cut full-time positions that have been vacant for more than 6 months and consolidate services where possible. The Idaho Democratic Party blasted the cuts, saying they wouldn't have been necessary had Republicans not been, quote, reckless by giving these tax breaks to the wealthy. James Dawson, Boise State Public Radio News.
And the Idaho Education Association has weighed in, saying the governor's holdbacks were, quoting here, completely predictable, due in large part to the, again quoting, Idaho legislature's massive tax cuts. IEA was quick to add that the governor was right to spare Idaho's public schools from what they said was more fiscal austerity. This past spring, we reported that the Idaho legislature voted to end health district inspections of public swimming pools. And, indeed, those inspections ended on July 1st. But now, public health districts want the legislature to change it back and resume those inspections. In fact, there is a proposal that will come up in October at the statewide meeting of boards of health reestablishing the inspections. And this past Friday at the meeting of the Central District Board of Health, which includes Ada, Boise, Elmore, and Valley counties, CDH Director Russ Duke said not only should public swimming pools be inspected, but the rule should be expanded.
We want to reinstate what was already there, the true public swimming pools, and include hotels, motels, fitness centers.
And the proposal would add inspections to things like hot tubs at fitness centers. The Idaho Association of Boards of Health will meet in mid-October. That will be in time for them to go to the legislature and ask for them to reconsider their actions from earlier this year, which ended those pool inspections. We have new health advisories at area waterways. The state health department has issued advisories for Lake Lowell in Canyon County and the Van Wyck boat ramp on Lake Cascade in Valley County. Health officials have confirmed algal blooms in the water. Recent samples showed high amounts of toxin-producing cyanobacteria. Well, after a brief respite of some cooler air, Treasure Valley highs will return to the 90s today and climb to the upper 90s on Tuesday. And this summer, the heat is exacerbating eye issues. As Yvette Fernandez reports, some physicians are seeing an upswing in cases of major distress with eyes.
At first, it may seem like a simple case of dry eyes, but the irritation can be a sign of conditions like pterygium or pinguicula, which involve a growth on the white part of the eye, or a more serious ailment known as keratoconus, which can change the shape of the eye and affect vision. Dr. Jenny Wong with the Contact Lens Institute of Nevada says she's seen these diagnoses increase in recent years.
So in these last 5 years, we've seen an increase in about 25 to 30% diagnosis.
Wong theorizes the causes include environmental factors such as wildfire smoke and dry conditions. She adds that it's important to keep eyes lubricated and avoid rubbing them. A good rule of thumb is using what's called the 20-20 rule, looking away from computers or mobile devices every 20 minutes and blink for 20 seconds. For the Mountain West News Bureau, I'm Yvette Fernandez.
It was early July when we first reported that Idaho House Representative Todd Achilles, a Democrat, would be challenging Idaho U.S. Senator Jim Risch. Achilles says he wants now to run as an independent, and he's already on the trail. So Lauren Patterson has this story for us from north central Idaho.
It's still a while until the 2026 midterms, but independent candidate Todd Achilles decided to get started now.
Healthcare obviously is a huge concern for Idaho, and so I've been digging into that and the impact of the one big, beautiful bill, particularly on cutting Medicaid and what that's going to mean for our rural hospitals who are just barely hanging on right now.
He's in the middle of a listening tour throughout North Idaho, trying to figure out what issues are most important to voters. Pete Kongset, a student at Lewis Clark State College, came to downtown Lewiston to talk to Achilles. One of his concerns, he says rent is expensive for people like him and his friends right now.
Most of them are going back and live with their own parents just to save more money.
Achilles has several more stops in North Idaho before touring the southern part of the state. Senator Risch did not respond to a request for comment. I'm Lauren Patterson in Lewiston.
And that is today's episode of The Connector. I'm George Prentice. We will see you back here on Tuesday. To stay in touch with the news between now and then, check out BoiseStatePublicRadio.org or download the free Boise State Public Radio app. And thanks for listening.